The law and security implications. The Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Kujatua Blakwa, insists that we're actually doing them a favor. We're giving them succor. Somebody asked, you're giving them succor in Ghana away from the United States. Many communications and conversations have come up. Where should they rather be? Do they beg to be rescued? Or are we doing as they say in Ghana? It's 28 minutes after 8 here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Solomon Owusu is a senior communicator for the Movement for Change. Emmanuel Kotin is Executive Director, Africa Center for Security and Counter-Terrorism. Eric Mawena Egbeta is my colleague in studio. Julius Kwame Anthony will join us as a member of the governing communications team. Welcome, gentlemen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Johnny.
Great. Mr. Ozu, what are you looking for with Dr. Bawumia? You're asking OSP to go and look into what?
Johnny, actually, I'm not looking for anything from him. He willingly gave an information, and I need further and better particulars of that information. He went to Kumasi and then told the entire country that he single-handedly donated brand new pickups,
Right.
300 plus, Navara in nature.
Right.
So we quickly did mathematics of it and realized that it was in the region of $18 million.
Right.
And you and I know the salaries of a vice president. And once you're a vice president, you also are not permitted to be working whilst being the vice president. So it became 24 hours. So it's, look, let us try and see how credible this information is. His own information, he should just explain to us. That is what has happened. But unfortunately, instead of his camp and the family coming to my house early morning to thank me for trying to come and thank me.
Because of what?
For bringing the best out of you. You know, when you go on, you Google the greatest liar, they will tell you about me. I want to give him an opportunity to clear that myth.
But you could have called him. You could have gone to his home. You could have written to him. But you chose the OSP route.
So that the world will know. The world will know how credible he is. You understand? So they have to be thanking me, not to be insulting me.
Are they insulting you?
All of them are insulting me. And I'm like,
no,
I haven't seen this anywhere. That someone makes a statement, and I go in for clarification, further and better particulars, and I'm being insulted. Now others are saying, in 2012, 2010, Alan Tremanti donated, they are also going to. I said, is that an answer to what I am seeking? You willingly. He was not being interviewed by any journalist. If it was Johnny who was interviewing him and asked him how many pickups you donated, and you answered, that one we can even pardon him. Under no pressure, there was no gun pointed at him. He willingly said he donated more than 300 brand new pickups. Come and explain the source of funding for this. Is it a matter?
So you say they should be thanking you?
Yeah, have to. In fact, I was expecting the former vice president to have called me the next day and say, thank you, Solomon. This is an opportunity to let the whole world know that I am so truthful.
Right.
And the internet never forgets. Rather, all of them come to my inbox, they call me, they send me text messages, and they are insulting me. And I said, wow. But they don't know that me, I eat insult. Insult is part of my life. So, Johnny, that's the matter.
I see. So it has no ill intentions.
No. You yourself said it. And I said, give us the source. Just the source. You write an academic.
But it could have been donations that came to him and then he brought them.
All these things will come out. You know, under our Political Parties Act, 574, foreigners are not supposed to donate.
Right.
We must know the source of funding. I mean, that is why Galam say we are unable to deal with it. That's why illicit traffickers are poking so much of their nose.
The man has been a former deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana. Before
his salary,
his father was a an influential politician.
Jesus Christ.
You know, he could have possibly been involved in business before he got into politics. Then he becomes vice president. People would want to affiliate with him and say, oh, vice president. You know, like Mr. Kutin, the other time on my bed, they asked the whole team to say, oh, come and eat lunch. And we went to eat lunch.
Congratulations, you are a candidate for OSP.
Yeah, no. But
I'm a candidate for OSP.
If somebody gives us small lunch to eat, he's a candidate for OSP.
Look, Johnny, I went back as far back as when he was the deputy governor of Bank of Ghana.
That's right.
Checked the salary. If he was not going to even take a cent out of it to that of being the vice president, he cannot afford half of what he was promising, or he told us. So it is very important. We have been talking about corruption in our politics.
Has the OSP responded to you?
Not yet. But he has no other option. I'm just looking at him. We gave it to him on Wednesday. He's being paid to do some of these jobs.
Right.
In fact, he didn't need me to petition before he started doing something about it. He should have, by himself, started an investigation into that matter. But we give positions to people who sit idle. They don't work.
But taking it to the OSP means that you want him to investigate corruption or corruption-related activities. That's what the OSP does mainly.
Yeah, that is.
So you suspect that there's corruption?
Because I have already told you that.
But you told me that you had good intentions.
It's a very good intention.
So how come do you now be suspecting corruption?
No, if there is no corruption, does it not vindicate the vice president or this one that he has never been corrupt? He's so clean. He's a man that has to be trusted. That is why I told you that he and his people should have come to thank me for that, and not the insult.
Look,
not the insult. He must should agree with me this, but I know he's diabolic.
Look, Mr. Kennedy Japan.
Yes.
He's been buying things. He started this whole pickup competition.
He is not going to be left out. I have already given the indication. He is going to go to the OSP. Brian the Champion said he gave $1,500.
That's right.
He is also going to go. You see, it is to enrich our democratic parties. CDD has told us that we need presidential candidates need about $200 million. It's scary. So we have to try and identify where the problem is. You understand? Who are those contributing to our political discourse? So that we know how we go moving forward. If it comes out that it was from legitimate source, then it becomes a template. All of us will use it to also be securing vehicles.
Right.
And before then, if you listen to the tapes, he mobilized a lot of money. The reason why we didn't add the money bit was that we couldn't put estimate on the money.
Okay.
You know, if you say a lot of money to someone, $1 million is a lot of money.
Have you already petitioned?
It is with the OSP.
Oh, he has petitioned.
This matter we are discussing is not.
Emmanuel, you haven't seen the petition.
Beyond my country. Oh,
when I saw it social media, I thought it was a kind of.
No, it came with the approval rating.
Brother,
you have gone too far.
What one? Oh, so Emmanuel Kuti that has been speaking against corruption is now fighting against corruption.
What are you trying to do?
Oh, this one is serious, my brother.
You have gone too far, my brother.
What are you trying to do?
This is my stake. You see, Johnny. Let's put this issue in context.
Right.
This is the domino effect of sacrificing capacity for mediocrity. And I think NPP brought this upon itself. Look at the media landscape today. The movers and shakers of the media landscape today. They are all affiliated with the NPP. So what happened? So we must draw certain lessons. Look, the issues my brother are raising.
On 3FM, the
you know, I'm very, very, consistent when it comes to certain things.
That's right.
I think our democracy has become too expensive. And it's almost looking as if it's for the highest bidder. And we cannot, as a country, encourage some of these things. Where I seem to disagree slightly with my good brother is the stance they have taken. I understand as a country we need to have a conversation about political donations.
That's right.
Dr. Bawumia will not be the first person to have mentioned that. For all you know, he will come and say it's politics. He was on stage and he said what he said. We have had instances of this nature where people mount on stage and say things when it comes to proving this. Oh, it was politics.
That's fine.
That has been, and if you look at the history of our fourth Constitution journey, from 1992 to date, people have always donated vehicles to political parties. And let me give you this information.
Yes.
The 300 pickups Dr. Bawumia was talking about,
the more than 300,
were pickups he received from individuals.
Hey, but you see the
Wait.
Maybe he has information.
I have information.
So let's listen
Because
to
I
him.
want to give you
Fantastic.
a better perspective.
Because although you are looking for information.
Yes.
You are
No,
looking
but
for
that information
information.
must be given to the OSP.
No, he's applying it.
All right.
So
I'm applying.
you say the world must know.
Yes, the world.
For the
listen
good
to us.
people of our listeners,
Yes.
let at least credit them with this.
Yes.
So people donated to him as the presidential candidate of the MPP.
Yes.
Right.
And you know how patronage our political activities can take.
Yes.
So he in turn donated the pickups to the party. I even understand some ministers who were all lobbying to be running mates to him gave an indication the level of contribution they gave. And Solo, you are aware of this.
I'm not aware.
Oh, you are aware.
If I was, what are you
aware.
talking about?
You see,
I'm aware.
I have an information from you from the vice president, the former vice president.
That what?
Dr. Bawumia wants to have lunch with you so that you can talk. You are brothers, you understand?
But this one is beyond Dr. Bawumia.
It's not beyond him.
It's something that you want to
No,
reach at the
probably he wants to create an opportunity and let you understand some of the misinformation in the air. You
Yes,
understand?
yes.
Just like I'm clarifying here.
Yes.
Look, you know, people say that me and you, we are anti-MPP. That's why. But no, we always put the facts as it is. You see that in this instant case, if you had consulted me, I would have given you this information. You wouldn't have wasted your time to go to OSP Solo. So don't be a bad boy. We are friends. This one you didn't tell me.
A better
You didn't tell me. You didn't tell me about this one. No, he didn't tell Johnny. He didn't tell me about this one.
It might be a
He has not told you.
No, he has not told me.
Because
I have to review my friendship with Solo. And Solo has become an endangered species even to me.
So now you have information.
And so you have
Oh,
information. So please,
like I was telling you,
it's true that
you
Johnny,
said
we
that-
need to have a conversation
Right.
about political donations, but we can't single out Dr. Bawumia in this instant case.
But I've
for
said
him
I'm
to
going.
answer.
I'm taking.
No, so
I'm
what
inviting
what
you.
he's saying is that
Yes.
these vehicles that Dr. Bawumia said he donated single-handedly
Yes.
were vehicles that he received as donations.
Yes.
And he forwarded them onward
Yes.
to the party. That's all.
But does he have the permission of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to be saying this so that it becomes part of the evidence?
No, I
that
don't.
he has some information.
I don't need.
No.
I don't
You
need
see,
the permission of Dr. Bawumia to
Dr.
say this.
Bawumia
Once
could
I
go
know
to
this
OSP.
credible information.
Yeah.
Dr. Bawumia could go to the OSP and say he never authorized
Right.
Ima to come and say this on his behalf.
If there's no clarity
Absolutely.
from him.
So that's why I'm saying that you have. I'm asking whether you have his permission. Be that as may, where it has got into, we are enriching our democratic discipline. At this stage, I am not saying he's guilty of anything. I'm only saying the very statement that came from himself.
Right.
He must provide further and better particulars. And I believe that should be where
Your friend is shocked at you.
No,
I'm
he
sure.
he
This
doing
one
something
there,
this
no,
morning.
I'm shocked.
That
This one there, he
I
didn't tell
believe
me,
that
Johnny. You know that I was even shocked
Bawumia
this
campaign-
OSP already.
The Bawumia
Me and
campaign
you,
must
what did they
immediately
pass
go
our
and
body?
consult him if they must immediately, because what he has done this morning, I tell you, none of the people around him has been able
Oh,
to
come
do.
on, Dennis Awaji can do the same.
Oh, he came and said he was rather going to petition against Alan Chamati for donating some pickups. Is that the answer to my question? So no.
But he also has the right to petition.
We don't have a problem. You don't need to tell me that you are going to petition for Alan to be investigated. That is within your right. He who alleges goes there to prove. I am not alleging anything.
Johnny, I'm going to facilitate a lunch meeting with the former vice president with Solo very soon. It's not for ill motive. You understand?
Is it for security reasons?
No. For conversation kind of thing to happen, and you get better particulars.
Because Sol is behaving like a terrorist now. You want to do counter-terrorism?
I'm even scared of him now. Look at that. I mean, Solo, you can do this without telling.
Sunrise on 3
It's 23 minutes here after 8, and that means we're just 17 minutes to the top of the hour. We know that some 11 West Africans who were detained in Ghana after being deported from the U.S. have sued the West African nation, Ghana, and Oliver Bakavomawo, who represents them, said that deportees had not violated any Ghanaian law and the detention in a military camp was illegal. He wanted the government to produce the group in court and justify why they were being held against their will, he added. Now, we know that the government has also not yet commented on the lawsuit, but told us that 40 more deportees are expected in the country. Opposition MPs are demanding the immediate suspension of the deportation deal until Parliament ratifies it, saying that will require parliamentary approval, etc. But the Minister for Foreign Affairs. So if you go onto our Facebook page now, you see some of the deportees there. We have done our best to blur their faces. Let's now, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, is said to have contradicted himself by saying that most of them will return to Ghana, only most of them, and that literally they were being done some good. Now, listen to the deportees, please.
Today is the 15th of September 2025, approximately 9 o'clock p.m. African time. All of us are here. We're still in Ghana. We have not left the camp. We're still here. We're making this video, in reference to the report that was made that all of us have left Ghana, to our respective countries. That is not true. As of today, we're still in Ghana and we're still here. Nothing has changed. Start again. Today is the 15th of September 2025, approximately 9 o'clock p.m. African time. All of us are here. We're still in Ghana. We have not left the camp. We're still here. We're making this video, in reference to the report that was made that all of us have left Ghana, to our respective countries. That is not true. As of today, we're still in Ghana and we're still here. Nothing has changed.
These are some of the deportees. Now, let's listen to the Minister for Foreign Affairs and MP for North Tongue, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, defending the government's decision to accept other African deportees from the United States in terms of the deportation that President Donald Trump is now championing.
Carefully considered decision by this government, led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to accept African migrants in distress in the United States of America. We carefully took that decision because we want to send a very clear message that Ghana will not stand by whilst our African brothers and sisters are maltreated, are mistreated, and are dumped in other places away from the continent. When we followed the matter and realized that the Supreme Court of the U.S. had endorsed these removals of people that strangely are being called aliens, we don't consider them aliens at all. These are human beings like any other human being. We decided that we will make a clear case to accept these Africans, particularly West African nationals. And I am excited to report that so far, a good number are arriving. We are taking very good care of them. Those who decide Because under the ECOWAS protocols, you can stay in Ghana for 90 days without visas. If you decide to go to your home country, we facilitate at our cost. And let me state for the record that because this is a matter of principle, purely on humanitarian grounds, we made clear to the US government that we will not accept a dime, not a farthing, no monetary consideration. We are doing this because we do not want to see our fellow brothers and sisters suffer and be treated as if they don't have a home where they can be sent. And in the spirit of how we are mobilizing the African people to come home, to feel at home, and to be proud of their heritage, we took this decision as a very principled and Pan-African decision. There have been some attempts to distort the rationale and to suggest that it is an endorsement of Trump's immigration policies. Not at all. It is not an endorsement. We do not endorse the harsh immigration policies. What we are saying is that since the days of the Osagefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, where we are now, these very premises, used to be the International Students Hostel, Ghana has always been welcoming of all African people, of African freedom fighters. Even those who were declared stateless, persona non grata, we gave them statehood. We gave them our passports. And there are many, many of them, from Sam Nujoma to Robert Mugabe, many of them who were here as freedom fighters. Ghana has always been a safe haven. And the current generation of leaders did not think that we should sit idle as our brothers and sisters struggle and suffer. And that is why we are offering ourselves as a safe haven. So we send a clear message to all Africans in the diaspora. Any government that you feel is violating your rights, is maltreating you, and makes you feel unwanted, declares you an alien, and does not want you to feel at home, please know that Ghana is ready to receive you. We are, with open arms, ready at all times to welcome you to our safe, beautiful, and hospitable country. You can always consider Ghana home.
And better with the Osagefo Night Concert.
Buy your tickets on *725 *2226 #. That's *725 *2226 # for 100 Ghana cedis.
To be a vendor for this Pan-African celebration, call us on 0531 100 927
What security implications do you see?
Well, Johnny, thank you once again. Let me take the opportunity to thank your good self and your production team. To our good listeners,
We thank you as well.
for doing us the honors every Friday, listening to my stubborn friend and my good self. And yes, Johnny, if you look at the two Get More detainees thing and this one,
Right.
in terms of security, they are not the same, but in principle, they are the same. You recall the Get More detainees were hardened extremists that were being held somewhere, and the Americans were looking to dumping them somewhere. Ghana decided to take them. And I must put on record that one of the reasons His Excellency John Dramani Mahama lost the 2016 election was as a result of the two Get More detainees thing. And it's well documented. I don't want to bore our listeners over that. Where I say they are the same principle is, look, there are evidence to show that these deportees had restraining orders from courts within the U.S. for barring the U.S. government from deporting them directly to their countries. So they decide to circumvent that ruling by looking to other avenues they can send these people. You recall the Nigerian Foreign Affairs Minister did mention that U.S. was putting considerable pressure on African countries to receive these immigrants.
Right.
And the minister said, for the unity of the continent, and ECOWAS for that matter, Nigeria was not going to bow to those pressures from the United States of America.
Right.
Then boom, we heard at a press conference that they have received. When these people are already in the country, they made an announcement. So it's not building some kind of trust between our political class and the citizens.
Right.
At least, government should have made it known even before. And rightly so, they know if this was put in the public domain, it wouldn't have seen the day of light. That's why they did it undercover. But we need to differentiate a whole lot of things here. Within the ECOWAS sub-region, we have free movement of persons. Is that not it?
That's right, for 90 days.
But it's voluntary. It is voluntary.
On your own volition.
Yes, on your own
Not
volition.
under compulsion.
But not from a non-member state. Not from a non-member state who is trying to forcefully remove somebody. U.S. is not a member of ECOWAS, for Christ's sake.
That's correct.
So,
I want to understand
so if
that, are you talking about the country bringing about the personalities involved? Because the personalities that are the point of reference.
it's the class action, not the personality. The class action emanates from where? The country.
But the human beings are West African nationals.
But are they coming here voluntarily? No. That is the catchphrase. You can compel me, Emmanuel Mawonye Kutin, to move against my will to other countries within the ECOWAS sub-region because that protocol exists. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. So, you see, the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs is somebody I love so much. He's a youth like me. I see a lot of prospect in him. And what he did in the opposition days, he won my heart.
Right.
Because I realized he did things for the country and not for his own personal gains or for whatever. Now he's in government. So if he begins to do things differently, and don't forget, the internet doesn't lie. Tomorrow, an opportunity may present itself and you are caught in that fix. You understand? So playing the humanitarian card with the problems we have in this country, we have not been able to solve. You are calling on West African or African neighbors in diaspora who have been prosecuted to come to Ghana. even US that we run to for freebies are not able to handle these people financially. Ghana that is struggling can do that, please.
But if we accepted the Gitmo 2, why can't we accept our own African brothers and sisters?
The Gitmo 2, you know the challenges that it brought. What was the Supreme Court ruling on it? It was an illegality, because such international agreement needs to be rectified by Parliament.
That's right.
And we are bounded by the Constitution of this country. So having known that, why should we go and do the same thing? And surprisingly, it's coming from no government than the same government. So are we saying that when we are in opposition, we are different? When we come to government, we do different things? You know why, Johnny?
Yeah.
Democracy indeed is coming to a crisis point.
Why is that?
We need to look at the history and evolution of humanity. From the days of the big empires that crumble to the fight for sovereignty, the First World War and the Second World War, to the fight against slavery, to apartheid recently.
Right.
It's becoming increasingly clear that democracy is coming into a crisis point. From the mighty US, who is supposed to be the defender of the rights of persons across the world,
right,
to the smallest island. Look at the international dimension of it. You know the UN Convention on human rights and forced labor and those things. It talk about the non-refoulement principle. That you cannot take somebody to a country the person can be prosecuted.
That's right.
Now, the United States system works to the extent that the judge or a court in the United States barred the president from deporting these people to their home country for fear that they'll be tortured or their human rights will be violated.
Yeah.
Then you accept these people and then deporting them to their country. Are we not in bed with the harsh immigration policy of the United States of America? And you know the domino effect it can cause?
No.
What if other West African countries begin to do that? What happened to our own citizens in the United States of America who are facing deportation?
Let me bring in Mr. Anthony. Good morning.
Good morning, Chief.
And ask you, are the Gitmo 2 here? Where are they?
I can't speak to the status of the Gitmo 2 presently. What I know is concerning the...
I'll give you information. They are not in the country. They left long time ago.
Oh, you can't be serious.
They are not in the country.
They left and went where?
They went back to wherever they go. They are not in Ghana. With the false accusation that they were resettled, some were doing businesses where go and check. They are not in the country.
I see. Okay, Mr. Anthony, go ahead with your point. Sorry.
As I said, I can't speak to their status presently. It was not part of the reasons why I appeared. But one thing must be made clear about the issue of the West African nationals and talks of non-refoulement and all of those things. As of yet, I am not aware of any of them who are facing any charges or are under threat of humanitarian abuse. Chief, can
allow. Go ahead.
I was
Anthony, allow. Anthony, go ahead. Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. I am not aware presently of any of them who are facing criminal charges. He could tell us which of the people who are here who are facing criminal charges in their country, and in any case, under what circumstances those criminal charges are. Non-refoulement principles are not just invoked. There are Ghanaians who are presently extradited to the United States to face prosecution. It's not the case that anytime a person is going to face a prosecution in a certain country, the person cannot be sent there. That is not the case. It is where the person's human rights are going to be abused without fair hearing that you may invoke non-refoulement principles, that the person will not be given fair hearing in whatever country the person is going to. So you can't just invoke that principle and throw it in the air and say that it means that we are under threat when people are sent to their own countries. Which of the people can be pointed to presently that, oh, if you send Kofi to Nigeria, the Nigerians are going to execute him without trial? That he is speaking of non-refoulement.
Why did we decide to accept these 11?
The issue is this. beyond the fact that they have an opportunity to stay in Ghana for about 90 days, Africa and West Africa has been dealing with migration issues for a very long time. I recently was making a review on the issues around migration and how the continent has been trying to deal with it for a very long time. As far as Yahya Jammeh being in government, dealing with the Gambian crisis, where some of them were on boats going to the United Kingdom, drowned and all of that. Our position has always been that if you are not able to accept our citizens, bring them home. Do not torture them, do not abuse them. They should not vanish. That has always been the position of this continent and the sub-region. And so where we are faced with a situation where our compatriots, our fellow West Africans, are in the United States, if you followed the reads they filed themselves, even by
Oliver
Bakavoma,
we'll get into those details.
They are affirming that they were detained in shackles in the United States. I believe that as a sub-regional leader that Ghana poses itself to be, we owe a humanitarian obligation to these people.
But do you consider this as a betrayal of Nigeria's initial refusal to accept any of such detainees or deportees?
I don't think that is a betrayal of Nigeria's refusal to accept those deportees. Under what conditions were the Nigerian government approached to accept those deportees? Is it only their nationals or including nationals of other countries? Our acceptance of these deportees include our nationals and others who are coming here. And so I don't think it's a betrayal of the position of the Nigerians. In any case, Ghana does not owe an obligation to Nigeria to accept its foreign policy position on every issue. There is no such obligation we owe to them for there to be any betrayal of any such obligation. What we believe is our obligation under the circumstances is to ensure that whereas the Trump administration's immigration policies are repugnant, we do not accept those policies. They are not policies that we are in bed with the United States on. But we owe an obligation to our fellow West African nationals.
Do we have the capacity in terms of the economic capacity to house them, to feed them, and also to integrate them properly? Do we have the capacity?
Of course, Ghana has always done that. Where there have been several crises in this sub-region, in fact, the continent as a whole, from Liberia. There are some people who are still in this country. What difference does 11 make? I understand that for the larger majority of the Ghanaian people, the concern is security. When I am a Ghanaian, I wake up early in the morning. My issue is that my government must conduct itself in a manner that does not put my individual well-being in jeopardy. That is the concern of the ordinary Ghanaian. The question is, has government taken steps to ensure that this effort to play its role as a sub-regional leader to accommodate our fellow West Africans who are in crisis does not put individual Ghanaian citizens in jeopardy? Has government taken steps to do that? Yes. What has government done? The conditions for this understanding between the United States and Ghana is that Ghana itself would vet every individual that will be brought here.
You'll be enabling Trump?
No, we would not necessarily be enabling Trump. Trump has put our people in shackles. Whether you like it or not, West Africans are the same as us. They have put them in shackles and detained them. And they are bound for wherever. If we accept that obligation under the condition that it would be balanced with the need to protect the security of the Ghanaian individual, I don't see where the issue is. Because we vet criminal records, we vet involvement or otherwise in terrorism and all of that before we accept people here. And so if we do that and the ordinary Ghanaian is not facing any jeopardy, I don't see that there is any cause for alarm. Were it the case that these people are criminals or involved in any terrorist activity anywhere, then it becomes problematic. It becomes a case, and then also it raises questions of whether we are bringing them here to throw to their countries the way he's suggesting. They have the liberty to be here under the conditions of the UN Charter. 90 days without visa if they want to be here. If they want to continue to be here beyond then they must follow the formalities that are required under law. Those are the conditions. About claims of human rights abuses and all of those things. They are unfounded. And I believe that under
I want to get clarity. Sorry, Julius. So were they received here before the president's media encounter, or were they received after the president's media encounter?
No, it was before.
But we were not told about it. The people of Ghana were not told about it.
Well,
the minority in parliament, for example, are questioning why you couldn't wait for parliament to hear the matter, sit on it, debate it before coming to this point.
No, the government...
Same conversations around the Gitmo too.
Of course, the government of Ghana does not intend to be bound legally by that agreement in a manner that places an obligation on us such that we cannot pull out of it at whim. It is for that reason why we did not enter into a full-blown agreement with the United States, such that if President Mahama decides tomorrow that, well, given the circumstances, and it is for purposes of even maintaining control over the nature and character of persons who would come into the country, that is why we have not entered into such binding agreements. So if we decide tomorrow that, well, you told us that the persons who would be coming here, criminals cannot be included, persons involved in terrorism and all of that cannot be included, but person A, B, and C pose this or that risk to the government or the people of the Republic of Ghana, we are out.
Then you'd have just displaced people, because the people, I mean, you should go to parliament.
We will not be displacing anybody, because nobody will be here in the first place.
You should have a proper agreement.
No, that is the point I'm making. That if you enter agreements of a binding nature,
that's right,
which carry obligations and consequences for breach, you know, then it means that you would have to make that through the full processes of ratification and all of those things, so that where you do not carry your end of the obligation, those consequences can come in. We do not intend, as we speak, to be bound by any obligations.
That would be a diplomatic gaffe.
No, there isn't. We do not intend to be bound by any obligations to the United States.
But you can eat your cake and have it.
We are not eating our cakes and have it. The point I'm making is that as of now, we have just had an understanding that West African nationals, it will not be beyond that, subject to the vetting of the government of the Republic of Ghana under conditions determined by us as to the nature and character of persons we want here, would be allowed in if you are deporting them. And the reason is because the government of Ghana has examined the alternative conditions that these people would have been living in, and felt that, well, on a humanitarian basis, we should provide an avenue for them here in Ghana. Under such circumstances, we do not intend to owe any binding obligation to the United States of America, such that where we enter into an agreement and say, well, we will take this number of people at this particular time to that point, where it could lead to any consequences if we eventually decide to pull out. It is for that reason why we did not go through the full haul. But I think that President Mahama is a president who, for time immemorial, has demonstrated that he listens to the people of Ghana and always takes their concerns into consideration.
He didn't do that with Gitmo 2.
But he didn't do what?
He didn't do that with Gitmo 2.
The Gitmo 2 issue was determined, went to the full long haul of going to court and all of those things. Gitmo 2 issues are settled. We are dealing with a matter today which has to do with West African nationals. It's a different situation from this one. So, pardon?
You're repeating same.
So are you saying that our government goes around doing things without the say-so of the people? Because now you've brought these 11 people in without our parliament that represents us. Hold on. No, in fact, actually 40 were mentioned. Now, the government is supposed to be answerable to us.
Of course.
Are you suggesting that the government is going around doing things without asking the people that it represents?
That is the point I'm making, is that as of now, the government of Ghana has not entered into an agreement with the United States.
So on what basis are they here? No. On what basis are they here?
That is what I'm saying, that there is an understanding between the government of Ghana.
When you say an understanding, what do you mean?
There's an understanding between the government of Ghana and the United States.
What is the nature of this understanding?
That is what I kept saying. I don't think that you were...
I was listening to you.
That subject to...
But it is on paper. Is that an agreement? Oh, hold on. Is that agreement on paper? Is it a document?
There is a current understanding between the government of Ghana.
Is it on paper?
I do not know...
So what...
Relax.
I'm relaxed. I've done this over 20 years. I'm never agitated.
Of course.
You are not the one to tell me to relax.
I do not know as of yet, okay, any agreement of a binding nature between the government of the Republic of Ghana and the United States.
Did the government of Ghana sign any paper with the United States government before these people were released to them from detention to be deported into the country?
The government of Ghana has not signed an agreement with the United States.
So the government of Ghana has no agreement?
No, because you see, if you say an agreement, it would mean that it is of an international treaty nature between the government of Ghana and the United States.
So how were they released from? How were they released from detention to be put on a plane to be deported to the country?
Precisely. That is why I'm saying that there are always diplomatic conversations and understandings that can be reached.
And I'm asking you, what is the nature of this understanding?
The basis of this conversation is that you are saying that it has not been ratified by Parliament.
No.
And I'm saying,
no.
Is that not the basis?
That's not the basis of what I'm saying.
That is the basis of this conversation. That this has
Those
been
are
done.
two separate questions. One question, one is that the government seems to be going around doing things without asking the people.
Which is about Parliament.
Which is about Parliament.
Yes.
That's ratification.
Yes.
Two.
Yes.
What was the legal document, or what was the document, whether it was written on a foolscap sheet or an A4 sheet? In what form did that come before they were released from detention to be put on a plane to be kept in a military whatever accommodation?
That is what I'm saying, is that as of yet, there isn't a treaty or an agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana.
Or you don't know, perhaps.
There is a memorandum of understanding.
Okay, now you are coming
which is
home.
between the government of Ghana and because the reason why I'm making the difference is that where you are supposed to suggest that it is a treaty that has been entered between the government of Ghana.
I didn't mention treaty. You are introducing. Those are your words.
I mean, when people say things by necessary implication, I think I have the ability to defend them.
Have clarity of mind.
Especially when you are suggesting that it has been done without the consent of the people of Ghana. You are referring to Parliament.
No, but it's been done. That is a fact.
Parliament.
Did you go to Parliament?
Good. So let's come clear. Don't say things that have a certain necessary implication. And when I say that is the implication, it has, then you say no. That is a different question.
How much is it costing the government of Ghana to bring the people into this country? How much?
I don't think
it is our taxes, by the way.
I don't think that bringing them in cost the government of Ghana. Probably maintaining them here.
How much is it costing us?
I'm not in a position to tell, but I don't think bringing them in costs the government. It is maintaining them here.
You don't know. So how you see. Maintaining them in Ghana is not a national security conversation. Because it is our money. So you have an obligation to tell us, especially when you have refused to go to Parliament, first of all, to bring them in. And you're also announcing to us boldly that you are bringing in some more. And you will keep them here for as long as they want to remain at no charge to them. And you would even take them back to their countries if they so wish at our own cost. These are Ghanaian taxpayers' money.
So that's a different question. You are saying that how much does it cost us to bring them here?
Did it cost us? Not does it cost us.
I mean, did it cost us to bring them here? Which I said that it does not cost us money to bring them here. They are being deported by the United States.
You know that for a fact?
Yes.
Okay.
But if you are speaking to maintaining them here and subsequent issues, that's a different. So please, let's separate the issues.
So how much is it costing us now?
That's what I told you, that if it comes to cost of maintaining them here, I'm not in a position to tell, but I can tell you that it does not cost us money to bring them in.
Thank you, Julius. I'm grateful.
I was making
it's okay. I think I'll come back to you. I think I've had more time with you than with any of them. It's just fair that.
Of course. But if you let me sum up in 30 seconds.
Yes.
In 30
Go
seconds.
ahead, Julius.
We must be clear.
To clarify something.
Go ahead.
We must be clear on one thing, that parliamentary ratification of this particular issue is not a problem or does not in substance deal with what the real concerns of the people of Ghana is. The real concerns of the people of Ghana.
Are you saying that
you are not letting me?
No.
If you would let me land the point.
Are you saying to me, Mr. Julius Anthony, that the people of the Republic of Ghana, who gave Parliament the power, the framers of the Constitution, they didn't know what they were thinking about?
That is why I'm saying, if you would let me make a point, I am saying that parliamentary ratification or otherwise is not what deals in substance with what the concern of the ordinary individual Ghanaian is. What deals in substance with what the concern of the ordinary individual Ghanaian is whether or not this issue puts them in security jeopardy.
Yeah, but
that is the point I'm making.
But it has recourse to Parliament.
And I am saying, of course, and I am saying that President Mahama, as President of the Republic, is someone who is concerned about these issues. And were there any such threats? That is why.
But does the Constitution give him?
Hold on.
President Mahama leads one arm of the government.
Of course.
There's checks and balances in this country.
Of course.
Do you think that the President of the Republic of Ghana works to himself?
No, he works for
He's answerable to us.
Exactly.
And the people are represented in Parliament.
And that is why
he and his foreign minister, with you maybe supporting them, have gone to bring 11 people here. And you are telling us that they constitute no national security threat. And you are telling me that the Defense and Security Committee in Parliament, who would have been consulted and all those conversations have been had, it is not a matter that hits the core and the substance.
You are twisting my point. I am saying that the concern of the individual is his security and safety.
And how do you get to know about that?
Ms. Anthony, I think we've spent your 30 seconds. Sorry about that. Richard,
Johnny.
No, because I have to probe. We have to probe.
Of course.
The people are asking questions, so yeah.
Johnny,
except you are not letting me make a point.
You've made your point, please.
My good brother Julius is government spokesperson on what?
Is a member of the communications.
You are a member of the communication team. Good.
Sunrise on
you see,
FM,
I'm quite scandalized this morning.
Don't be scandalized.
As a Ghanaian, and for that matter, an African. He alluded to certain inaccuracies. One, the U.S. courts, in its own thinking, barred the United States president from deporting these people to their country.
Right.
Are you saying that we are in a better position to do that assessment than the U.S. court system? Second, the communique that came from the Foreign Affairs Minister and subsequent when they misled the president to say that these people have subsequently been taken to their various countries, when in actual fact you have collaborated that they are still in their country. Right. Ghana was only to play a conveying belt kind of role. They bring them here, you take them back door to their countries, not sustaining or maintaining them in this country. Third, are you aware they were brought? Wait, I'm coming.
Please know them, Julius. Sorry.
You know them, and we have a decent conversation. These people were brought in a military cargo. Are you understanding me? What is the difference between how they took we Africans in the ship to go and labor for them, and they're bringing us back in military cargos? Have you had the opportunity to have a view of the inside of a military cargo? How the rights of these people protected? And you are talking about Ghana playing the big brother role because African citizens are suffering in other countries and they want to help in solving the challenges. What happens to our foreign policy? The non-alignment. We have always been respected internationally because we don't interfere when it comes to our national foreign policy. This is a harsh immigration policy by a racist president of the United States of America.
Those are your opinions.
Yes, they are my opinion, and I take them wholeheartedly.
But the government is clear that we don't support Trump's immigration.
So if you don't support and you are aiding, what are you doing? And secondly, my brother.
That would be the third point. Actually.
Point, yes.
Don't be using semantics to take all the time.
No, there are no semantics. You said that. You said that Ghana can pull out from this arrangement at any point. Because what?
They are not binding.
They are not binding.
They have not been ratified.
Then it means that we are breaking the law, both nationally and internationally, because there must be legal guarantees before you take in somebody. That is what international laws talk about. Even our own constitution, right? Article 75. What does it say? Look, you know what, my brother?
Our legal guarantees.
I'm coming. Let me land and see. Johnny,
allow him to land.
Johnny, you see all of this. You see all of this. In the age of the new media, social media, politicians can no longer serve black as white to the good people of this country. And you see, the truth is one. When you are communicating the truth, it's effortless. When you are trying to put falsehood in the name of semantics and jargons, you struggle. And you see the banter between you and Johnny. Are you a young man.
Are you suggesting that he was not being truthful?
No, he knows that most of the things he's saying, he has to run away from some at the end of the day when he was saying that.
Which of the issues is there?
So you just
when Johnny put
that,
to you
that one which of the issues then?
When Johnny put to you,
as of now,
when you mentioned that there was a form of arrangement. And Ghana can pull out of it at any time.
It's a fact. It's a fact that Ghana
and Johnny puts it to you with facts. Over you not going to Parliament, the People's Assembly.
It's a different thing.
You were jumping to treaties and putting those words as Johnny's words. And when Johnny pushed it to you, you claim that Johnny was not allowing you to flow. Communicating the truth is very effortless. And let's be minded, my young brother, I see a lot of potential in you. It's my first time meeting you.
That is not your job.
It's a different.
That is not your job. Let me bring in some of your microphones down. Let me bring in Solo. You have listened to the government communicator or the party's communicator. What do you deduce from it?
Well, I believe that
because you had some questions on your mind.
Exactly.
Now, listening to him, do you have clarity?
I have clarity. I believe that you see, when it is white, it is white. When it's black, it's black. The two interviews that you played clearly shows that one is not telling us the truth. And I tend to side with the Deportees. One, they are here. Two, they have not been sent out of the jurisdiction. And so it means the president was given the wrong information. I mean, it's always good for the government to come back and clarify that maybe we got certain things wrong. There is nothing wrong with getting certain things wrong and correcting it. In terms of agreement, there would have been an agreement. Julius is a lawyer. He knows there are verbal agreement, which comes under express agreement here and there. Before you put anybody on the plane, there has to be an agreement before the person moves. But I would disagree with anybody, including my brother Ima, that Trump is racist and that he wants to get the people out of. Look, in this country called Ghana, if people are here and you think they are not serving your interests, you have to get them out. He is, for Christ's sake, the president of the United States of America. He is not the president of the world. He is saying that these people in my country are not going to help my cause. Get out. That is what we have to be doing. So instead of blaming Trump, you must blame our successive governments how we have not been able to build a buoyant economy. As we speak, all the youth are going out of this country. Go to the Canadian embassy, go to the Australian embassy, go to the US embassy. Everyone is leaving. Why are they leaving? Because they feel that the local conditions are not good. That is why. In any case, let's look at this from this angle. That if Ghana saw these deportees in the US in a very deplorable state, that they were going to kill them or they were dying. And they said they were refusing to go to their country. Will Ghana sit aloof? They are, for Christ's sake, our West African brothers. You understand? To the extent that we don't have any information to say that they are terrorists or they are injurious to the national security of this country, I don't think it is wrong. If we were doing our things right, they could contribute to the economy of this country. We need human beings.
That's right.
To develop a country. Let us welcome people and put them to good use.
But must we not go through the right process?
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying, that this one needs Supreme Court interpretation once again. When
Fred, let's look at the reliefs that are being sought by the deportees.
because you see, now we are talking about people are using the Gitmo 2 case as a case study.
Right.
And I've already explained to you that the Gitmo 2, the people were Yemenis.
Right.
We are talking about West African countries. Do we set aside or put aside the ECOWAS protocol that allows for free movement?
No, you cannot do that.
Absolutely. So it is not the same case. These are West African countries who have the right to be moving about for 90 days.
Okay, let's look at the reliefs that have been sought. Oliver Bawumia is the legal representation for the 11. It says persons who are seeking asylum in the U.S. are bundled with without their consent and are sent to Ghana. These are refugees who have made their clear fears of being sent back to their respective countries. Now, then Ghana goes and signs some agreement with U.S. To go for them. Did they tell you they want to come to Ghana? Did anyone in Ghana tell our government we want them? It's a question. That's the parliamentary question. Now, they sue you for violating their rights, and you say they should be grateful to you for coming for them from the U.S. How?
But you see, Johnny, even from
let's look at the release.
The first release, you said the people that didn't say they want to come to Ghana.
Yes.
They want to go back to their country.
That's right.
That was what they were saying.
Yes.
They wanted to go to any other country
That's
apart
right.
from their country.
That's right.
No. Ghana that is what they are saying.
No. So let's go back to it, please. Let's go back. No. Let's get clarity.
So don't do your here. No.
Just that they were in detention in the US with their will.
They were actually
they were in willful detention.
No, they were not in willful detention.
They were not in willful detention.
One at a time.
Were they in willful detention?
One at a time, gentlemen.
Restraining order against their deportation.
Hold on.
Were they in willful detention in the US?
That's why they sought for restraining order. You're a lawyer.
Relax. Precisely.
No, look,
were they in willful detention in the United States? No, they were not in willful detention in the United States.
You are talking
Please.
They got a restraining order against their deportation. Is that not? If somebody had his freedom, why would he sought a deportation an order against him? So what are you talking about?
They didn't want to go back to their country.
They didn't want to go back to their country.
But this is not their country.
No, Ghana is saying that they will take.
They didn't say they didn't want to go back to any West African country. They said to their country. America said come to Ghana. Ghana, you don't want to come.
Johnny, hold on. For our listeners, let's respect our listeners.
Well, we respect them.
Yes,
that's
you
right.
know why. Let's get this streamlined.
But I want to
wait.
Solo,
please.
We need to get.
Don't go run away from it. Let's deal with the issue.
Sorry. We need to get what their legal counsel thinks. Right now, he says the foreign minister yesterday disclosed that the Attorney General advised Cabinet that the MOU. So there's an MOU regarding the refoulement of 14 West Africans and 40 of the 40 more expected does not require ratification. He says this is upon the Attorney General's advice. Now, if this information is true, then the AG gave Cabinet bad legal advice. The MOU is constitutional to the extent that Parliament hasn't ratified, unconstitutional, to the extent that Parliament hasn't ratified same. Let's be clear. The administration is acting unconstitutionally and also in violation of international law in facilitating the refoulement of asylum seekers back to their countries of origin.
So first of all,
hold on.
Are they asylum seekers in the United States?
Hold on, gentlemen. So just to get it clear.
What do you mean by asylum seekers?
Are they asylum seekers in the United States? Or they are migrants who are being deported? There's a difference. Are they asylum seekers in the United States?
Hold on.
They went to the US as legal.
No,
please. Do we know that?
They entered and their visas expired. Wait.
So until they
there's a difference between a person who is an asylum.
No, wait. Your microphones are off. I don't like this chaos. I'm asking questions. Allow me to ask my question. Don't gazump me. If not, I will put your microphones off and play music. Don't gazump me.
Let's go by his own.
Say again. Yes, I know. So that's why I want to stream, because if you gazump me, I'll put the thing of play music. Okay. Now let's get this straight.
Yes.
Can you confirm if they had their documentation right before they were captured and kept in detention? That's one.
Okay.
Two, if they were kept in detention without their proper documentation, does that all make them, fit to be in the U.S. because they will be violating the laws of the United States?
Yes.
That's two. Three, based on these violations, the United States decided that we no longer want you here.
Yes.
So go. We are looking for a place to send you because perhaps you do not want to go to your own country.
Yeah.
Now tell me what you know.
So this is what I know, Johnny. They enter U.S. legally.
Mm-hmm.
At the expiration or before the expiration of their visas, they sought asylum.
At the expiration or before?
Some. There are many. Some. That's why I said before or after.
Okay.
Because it is a lot of people we are talking about here. Oh, Solo.
No. I want one answer at a time. I want one answer at a time. And just to provide fresh information for your Oliver Bakavoma or his legal counsel for them. 1 minute ago, it says last night 6 of my clients who were repatriated against court orders in the United States were moved from the military camp to another processing site in inverted commas. Our tracking suggests they may have been taken into Togo.
Good.
This is what he's saying.
So you see what is happening now. So my point, at the expiration or before, some sought asylum, and I can speak of a particular one, the Gambian.
Okay.
He's a bisexual.
Right.
And homosexuality in Ghana and the stuff.
Right.
So he sought asylum. In the process of hearing his asylum case, that was when he was moved.
Okay.
The Nigerians who are here are also claiming, I use claiming advisedly because I'm not privy to that,
right,
that they sought asylum based on certain things. And in the process, they were also being removed. That was why they sought a restraining order.
Okay.
And that restraining order was granted by the court in the U.S.,
right,
barring the U.S. president from removing them to their home country. Now, this is the catch.
To their home country.
Wait. Because of fear that...
No, to their home
countries. For fear that...
So that suggests that they could go anywhere.
Not everywhere.
What are you talking about?
No, it's okay. Johnny, get overworked.
Johnny, wait.
I don't know why we are even discussing...
I've not landed. Johnny, let me flow and we'll see. Let me flow and you see where I'm coming.
Quickly.
Johnny,
you have 1 minute actually.
Look, you can't move me to a country I don't want to go to. You'll be going against international law. And what we have to know is that many of these deportees have wives and children in the United States of America.
Including the bisexuals.
Including
the bisexual.
I don't know about the bisexual. It's only one who is a bisexual. That's the Gambian person.
Okay.
And our stand on homosexuality in this country and Africa lies. So obviously, those people will not have their peace here. You know that for a fact.
I'm sure that the government would have checked these things before bringing them in.
But with the information you are even bringing, the president came to say that they were already moved out of the country. Contrary to the fact that they are still here. Oliver is saying that they have been moved from the military
a minute ago, 6 of them.
Which indicate that they have been moved to Togo onwards to Nigeria. Why should we aid a harsh immigration policy of the United States of America?
Your point is made.
Why should we?
Your point is made. You want to take a quick bite on it? No. In fact, let me go to Solo.
Yes. So clearly, no international law. Let us emphasize: no international law can compel any country to host any human being.
Right.
Ghana here, we can decide to sack all the foreigners in this country. This is our land. Are you with me? The United States of America says they don't need these people. Come back to your home. You say you won't go to your host country. Now you were playing with the law. They also use the same law to say, okay, if it is your own country that you don't want to go, you will find another country for you to go. Okay. You are in Ghana. Is Ghana your country? Have they violated any laws there? That is what you must be dealing with. And not to say that, they didn't want to come, so they should have been sent to Canada or Europe or where. No, it's not going to happen like that.
Okay.
Not going to happen.
So why didn't they take them to this country, Africa?
Julius.
Yes.
A minute on it.
So
Fred, let's look at the reliefs. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Your mic is live.
The point I keep making is that the most important thing for Ghanaians as we speak is that these people should not pose security risk or security threats to them. And the intention of the government of Ghana is not to keep these people here in Ghana. Oliver's concern is about protecting the human rights of these people. Of course, they have every right to safeguard their individual rights. I do not think that it is in our interest to do anything that is inimical to the human rights or the safety of our West African nationals, and there's no such thing. They have been brought to Ghana because the US says they don't need them there. And they were shipped in a military aircraft from a military encampment in the United States. So the whole argument which seeks to suggest as though they were in bliss in the United States, enjoying their freedoms, free on the road, and then the Ghanaian government went and cozied up with Trump to pack them and brought them here. It's one, I can't really buy that they have wives and children and all these claims that are being made. I don't know where those.
So going forward,
to suggest that these people were living a happy family life, and then the government of Ghana went and encroached on this happy family life and brought them here. That is not what happened.
Oliver, as counsel of the people, and you have a legal background as well, suggests that if it's indeed true that the Attorney General gave cabinet that advice that bringing them in does not really require all those ratification of Parliament, and that they could just do a simple MOU, like you stated, an arrangement or agreement that they could just pull out, then it was bad advice. What do you say to that?
Well, I would want to see what the Attorney General's own response is on that. But as I said, if there is going to be a treaty agreement between any government and the government of Ghana, of course, it has to go through parliamentary ratification.
Right.
As of now, the point I kept making from the in inception is that the government of Ghana does not have a treaty arrangement with the United States, such as to place obligations of a binding nature on us.
Okay.
It is for the same reason why I am saying that we are doing this subject to our, own verification process in terms of whether these people pose any security risk to the people of Ghana or not. And so anytime at all, we can decide where we are backing out of this process. So there is no binding treaty as of yet. But I want to hear what the Attorney General himself says about this particular.
I hear you, gentlemen. Closing thoughts.
Yeah, yes. So let us not come to the conclusion that because Oliver is saying it's unconstitutional, then it means it's unconstitutional.
Right. He has an interest.
He has an interest.
Right.
He's only a lawyer that is going to present this case before a judge.
That's right.
To determine the veracity of his claim.
That's
so
right.
he is expressing an opinion, just like everyone is expressing an opinion. Right. Let the court decide. But here we are dealing with West African nationals. It must cross our mind.
Which should have been ratified by Parliament, by the way.
But we also have ECOWAS protocols.
Okay.
That allows them to enter this country
for 90 days.
For 90 days.
Okay.
So we have to. This is why I believe we have to have
the Supreme Court interpretation has
to come in.
I see. Okay. So Johnny, will you do us the honors?
I think I have to.
Let's see if you can take Dr. Bawumia to OSP.
No, I think
you can do us the honors.
Not just that, even the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, Council of State member,
right.
I will be seeking some.
Pardon?
The Council of State member.
Her ladyship, Sophia Kufu.
Yes.
You want to take her to court?
Breaking the oath of secrecy is the #1 crime against humanity.
Oh,
I'm going to go.
But why?
Hey. We have to let the system be busy. Let's let the system be busy. People are not busy enough.
Hey, when are you forming your party? You say you were launching.
It's coming on soon.
Movement for change.
When is it happening?
It's becoming a political party,
When would you call it?
Give us definite dates.
Johnny, if I give you all this information, would you come and MC the program?
You see, he's always running away from
and when you are MC, you are going to pay for that. Don't let us lose job here.
Everybody like money.
So Johnny, this is my closing remarks.
Yes.
In a globalized world, the norm is the respect for human rights and international law. Any other thing is effect. And the fact that you as a sovereign country, you decide whom you entertain or whom you don't entertain, it must be done under the ambit of the law.
FM, the best
if all the legal processes are exhausted and the legal processes declares you are a nuisance in that very jurisdiction, you will be taken out. We are not saying the United States should not take immigrants who are living in the United States illegally out. But it has to be done under the ambit of the law. And for nothing at all, the United States has the moral right to guide the doctrine of democracy.
Okay, thank you. Julius.
We are dealing with morality.
Julius, you have the closing thoughts. Yeah.
Sure. I think that I would just rehash the point I've made earlier, that we owe
Go ahead.
We owe an obligation to our fellow West African citizens, wherever they are in the world, where there is some abuse of their freedoms, where there is some abuse of their rights, to provide them the needed cover. And the move by President Mahama and his government is not with the intention of abusing the human rights of anybody, as is being alleged. And as we speak, nobody is being held contrary to their own will. They have the freedom and ability to move from Ghana whenever they want to move from Ghana. The critical question is that, can they go back to the United States, or were they wanted in the United States? Were they enjoying any freedoms in the United States that was curtailed? No.
Okay.
They were already detained in the United States and were going to be sent wherever is next available.
Thank you very much.
And so that is what we worked with. And finally, the key consideration in all of these processes is whether or not any of those acts would put the security of the Ghanaian individual in peril.
We'll find out later when the minority takes on the government. Thank you, Julius Anthony, Emmanuel Coutin of Africa Center for Africa Center for Security and Counter-Terrorism, Solomon Owusu, Senior Communications Member of the Movement for Change, and Julius is a member of the NDC's communications team. We'll see you in a bit. Stay with us here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.